Hello there, Blast Processors. Well, today we've got something a little special for you. I've ordered something from Limited Run Games. For those not in the know, Limited Run Games is a company who release physical versions of otherwise digital-only games. You're probably very familiar with them. You really have to be on it when they release these games to get in your order before they sell out. Luckily, I was able to pick this one up. Now, this is King of Fighters 97 Global Match for the PS4. You can also get a Vita version of it as well. But the thing about this is that it comes in a big old Shockbox. So for those familiar with the NEO GEO console, those games, for the home version anyway, came in big plastic boxes. And I don't own a NEO GEO. I'm unlikely to anytime in the near future. King of Fighters synonymous with the NEO GEO. So as a big King of Fighters fan, I wanted to get something that was special and King of Fighters related. So here we go. I'm just opening it up now. So we do a little unboxing. So here we have it. Wow. Okay. King of Fighters 97 Global Match. Not for the NEO GEO, but for the PS4. Ooh. So I'm not sure exactly if this replicates the exact packaging. I think it's close, if not exact. Of course, differences being this is now King of Fighters 97 Global Match, which basically means it's online, but the online servers aren't very good, so I wouldn't necessarily buy this game if you want to play it online, despite the fact that's the selling point of this version of it. But it's one of my favourite King of Fighters games. I really bought this as a collector's piece, stick on the shelf, display with the facing outwards like that, because it's a great cover and it's a cool thing to have. So I think without further ado, we'll rip this open. Actually, before we do that, there's something else in the box. Wow, okay. I'm assuming then with limited run releases you always get a card, because this says, where does it say? 335 in the corner. So that's probably relative to maybe this is the 335th release from Limited Run, which if it is, that's very impressive. Anyway, a nice card, very high quality thing there actually. So that's everything's in the box. I'm just going to tear open this shrink wrap, because we don't want smelly old shrink wrap all over it. We want to open it up, see what we've got inside and everything. So yeah, it does feel like I imagine a real NEO GEO Shockbox to feel, that kind of hard plastic you'd expect, you know. And then we open it up, and what we get inside is what I think would have been the instructions. I like this. This is really nicely done. But here, maybe instead of instructions, or maybe in addition to instructions, we get some postcards. So you'll get, if you've also picked this up and awaiting yours to be delivered, you will expect to get these same postcards, I imagine. And yes, you do get a manual. And I'm guessing this is probably replicating again the original manual, just perhaps in different format. I'm not sure these manuals came originally. I could always compare it with the Saturn version of the game I have. That's the other physical copy of this game that I own. What we got in controls. So they've done the controls for both versions, so they've only printed one manual, which makes a lot of sense. But we've just got the PS4 version here. Because these things aren't so cheap, so I didn't want to buy both versions. So also in here you can see the people involved with making this happen. That's Fangamer, Limited Run, and of course SNK, all embossed there into this plastic. That's quite nice. And then we've got a plastic tray here, which I'm not sure if that's attached to the case or not, but in that holds the actual physical copy of the game. Now, I do own this game digitally, so unless there's something really special inside of this, which I'm going to have to do some research on, I'm probably not going to open this. And here we can see it says 204. So this is perhaps 204th limited run, but on the side it says LRP128. I don't know if that's got anything to do with NEO GEO, because it says LRNG1 on the side, so there's a lot of numbers going on here, and I don't know all the relevance, but I'm assuming this, actually going back to what I was saying before, is says no manual, just no advanced entertainment system, cartridge no cartridge included. Right, okay, yeah, so that makes sense, because it isn't a cartridge game, it's a disc game. But there we have what you'll get as the physical copy of the game. That's the cover of it, and that's the back cover, which is different from the bigger version of the box, because originally you would have of course got a cartridge in here, because the NEO GEO cartridges were pretty big. I'm not sure if they're exactly the same size as a PS4 case, but besides that you have a poster. And actually, before we look at the poster, you can see that that would be the space you can put the Vita version, should you have also bought that. So always there's a constant reminder that I could have had a Vita version of it as well, but luckily the digital copies cross-buy, so I already have a digital version of it. I didn't need to own 2 limited physical copies. Here is a lovely poster. So this is the original artwork, blown up to proportions it shouldn't have been blown up to, because I can see here, if you look closely, that the quality of the print isn't particularly great, but it's good enough. So you get this side, which I'm just going to have to move the camera up a little. So this side, and then on the other side, it's on the other, I think the same as the card, so you get that in a big version. So basically that is it, and there's actually quite a lot in there. Main reason for me buying it was to have the Shockbox to display. As they're called, why they're called shock boxes, I don't know. Just big old plastic boxes, but they have their own name. Opens up like that. I guess you could put this card in here, or if not, in the other poster. Oh, we're just putting it all back in the box now. Poster. There we go. So I haven't bought any other limited run games. I may have mentioned at the beginning. So this is the only one I've ever bought, unless something else comes up where I feel like it's a franchise that I'm particularly fond of, like King of Fighters. I'm not sure if I'll be getting many limited run games. They do take a while to arrive, but that's fine, you know. They have to produce these things, and I imagine they're not that straightforward to produce something, because I don't think they're making new NEO GEO games at the moment. So there we have it. That's King of Fighters 97 Global Match for PS4 unboxing. And with that, I'm going to say bye for now and game on. See you again for another one very soon.